Really? So you think sacking your landlord is a good reason to buy a piece of property? They say you will sack your landlord, buy this land so that you can sack your landlord. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny the kind of reasons we project as why we buy land, and that's why a lot of us lose money in property. We are very emotional in this buying decision. It's one of the most emotional buying decisions we make. Most times people do it under a lot of hype and disproportionate information. They tell you things that ordinarily you should know. I mean, you have money. This is your money that you're using to buy this, so you should have enough sense. Since you had sense to make this money, you should have enough sense to know that this is no cogent reason to make a property purchase. Okay, let's even see how you're going to sack your landlord, because you bought land 1.5 million. So you build it how, right? And when? So this is one of the no reasons you should buy property. You can't be buying property because you want to sack your landlord. You are not going to sack your landlord. You can only pack out of his house. He's going to get another tenant. So let's even look at this landlord issue. I live in Lekki, right? Where I rent. I pay rent where I live. Yeah. I have property in Lagos, I have property in Enugu, but I pay rent where I live. Let's compare my rent to value. I mean, let's will I go to live in a bush because I want to sack my landlord? Will I go to live in a place that I'll have to drive 4 hours in traffic to get to work so that I will no longer pay rent? What's the cost of that to my life? Right? Then, if I said, okay, this house where I live, let me own it, how much is it going to cost me? Is that the best use of my money? I'm going to spend all that money just so that I can live in that house. So these are the things we don't look at when we make these emotional purchases. They tell you you become a landlord because you own land. Is your landlord the landlord because he owns the land where you live? He's a landlord because he built that house and made it in a way that you can live in it. It's not a mean feat. It's not a small cost. So, okay, so why don't you become a hospital owner instead of going to hospital to pay bill? Why don't you own the bar where you go to eat and drink? Why don't you own the hotel where you sleep when you move out, when you go out of town? Well, this it is my own, it is my own. This mentality is why we are unable to do great things, because we think it must be me. I've sacked my landlord. Now I am not paying rent. What? Like, really? It is what that's why you destroyed your business. The capital that you used to build that house just so that you will live in it, what will it have done for your business? What will it have done for your personal development? Yeah, just so that you will live in it and you think you've achieved a great thing. Well, I'm the one saying sacking your landlord is not a good reason to buy land. It's not a good reason to tie up viable capital that could have done much more for you. Sacking your landlord is not why you will go and live where it will take you 4 hours to get to work, 5 hours to get to work every day. Sacking your landlord is not why you will spend the time you should have spent with your family in traffic. Yes, it is not worth it. Sacking your landlord is not a good reason to buy land. You should invest in property because it's going to create value for you. It's going to create value for you. It's going to create returns for you. Sacking your landlord is no reason. It doesn't even make the top 100 reasons. Your landlord is not your problem. Your landlord is a solution. When you buy property, you also seek to be a solution to other people. That's how you make return on real estate investments. You're not going to make return because you live in the house. The house you live in is not your asset. Is not an asset to you. It does not bring money to you. It's actually a liability to you because you spend money to maintain it. Of course, first of all, you have sunk capital crazy capital into developing that house. And then just for you to pack and move into it. I mean, why do we rent an Uber? Why do we use Uber? We could just buy all the cars. If you go to another town, you go with your car. Does it make sense? No, 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 it doesn't. There's no problem with renting. Let's even disabuse our mind of that. In fact, we have to do a proper analysis of the cost of building the house you live in. The cost, what the cost to your capital is a massive capital cost for you to live in a house you built, you developed is massive. So these are the problems. These are the setbacks we undergo because we do not interrogate the reasons we do the things we do. We do it because someone said it makes sense. You bought the wrong plan, my friend. You bought the wrong plan. Your rent is not the reason you should buy land. Okay?